Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
But there was enormous controversy surrounding that era, and particularly surrounding Timothy Leary.
That's right. Look, Tim did some outrageous things, but the government is even more outrageous in doing some things which underline the legitimate research.
Mm-hmm.
However, back to my own story. Back in about 1957, I read a Life magazine article about a shaman in Mexico who was using the sacred mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
They used a false name, but her name was Maria Sabina. And I thought I would like to take those mushrooms someday, not realizing that in 1970, a psychiatrist friend of mine, Salvador Roquette, invited me to join him on a trip to Huatl de Jimenez in Oaxaca, Mexico, to meet Maria Sabina, who is now a legendary shaman in her early 90s,
mm-hmm.
or late 80s at the time, one never knows, about shamans who didn't have a birth certificate. We took probably the last good photographs of Maria Sabina before her death, and we had a wonderful interview with her, and she said that she was too old to take the mushrooms because they do exert something upon the system.
Yeah.
And so she turned us over to one of her apprentices who gave us a wonderful velada that night. And she said, I don't have quite enough mushrooms to go along.
A velada?
A velada, V-E-L-A-D-A, a nighttime mushroom ceremony.
Okay.
Singing, chanting, the whole ball of wax. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I learned more being her assistant than I did if I had taken the mushrooms myself. She sent me to help out the people in distress because she couldn't speak English. And there was a former Miss Kentucky, a former concert pianist in distress, and he was Mexican, she was American. And I went over. She had lived her life dependent upon her beauty that had faded.
Mm.
So now she had to find inner resources. So I helped her find the inner resources when she was inebriated by the mushrooms. The concert pianist had stage fright. I helped him get over the stage. Again, I didn't do this. The mushrooms did this,
yeah.
but I facilitated this. He is now a famous concert pianist again. She went on to live a very happy life. Now, they were so happy that they kissed me, one on each cheek. The problem is they've both been vomiting. The mushrooms do this to somebody. I could hardly breathe with the vomit coming from both of them as they were kissing me in their gratitude. So I've had a number of experiences, both with shamans in Latin America, as well as with legal experiences, most notably with the ayahuasca churches, both in Hawaii and in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.